There's been a rash of stabbings, attacks against foreigners here in mainland China over the last couple of weeks. Yes, sirree. I'm not freaking blind, guys. It's Gweilo style. I think it's Thursday. You could die. Yeah. Son of a bitch. Geez, you know. Oh yeah, because it goes on and on and on. For all you haters, there's something to chew on for the next couple of... Yes, it's true. There's been a significant rise in violence, violent attacks against foreigners here in mainland China. Stabbings. The first one was in Suzhou. It's a city south of Shanghai. A Japanese lady was picking up her child from school at a bus stop, and a Chinese man with a knife attacked her and her child, stabbing them. They'll be fine, but see, during this violent attack, a Chinese lady stepped in to try to help the Japanese lady and her child, and she got stabbed, and she actually passed away. So you know, the idea that Chinese won't step up and help other people is utter bullshit. It's not true, and this is proof of that. And then the second attack that happened was a man with a knife attacked, they say 4 foreigners. I think they were from Iowa, but I think it was 3 teachers from Iowa, a college in Iowa. I can't remember which one, but and one Chinese national that stepped in and tried to stop the attack. You see, and all 4 of them were stabbed, but no one with a life-threatening injury. So they went to the hospital. They got stitched up, and they were fine. So and this constitutes a significant rise in violence against foreigners here in mainland China, because before these 2 incidences, the number was, you got it, 0. So I don't know what percentage it would be going from 0 to 2 incidences, but in a country of 1.4 billion people, I guess those numbers are, well, nothing's acceptable, but those numbers are not bad. With a history of violence in the United States, with gun violence, and but you see, all of the media, all of the American propaganda media channels like Fox News and CNN and NBC, CNBC, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, the Google News and Yahoo News, and all of them picked it up. And not only did it go nationwide in the United States, but it went worldwide with the American press and all of these things that, so why would it get such wide? Why would 2 stabbings in China, a country of 1.4 billion people, get so much international news play? You have to ask yourself that question. Well, because it goes along the lines of the American policy of trying to undermine China as a safe place to be. Hell, they've got travel warnings in place against China for, well, you could be arbitrarily detained here in China. Isn't that what happened to Meng Wanzhou by the Canadian government on the bidding of the American government? Yeah, and I think she was detained for, what, 3 years? Before they just let her go. Arbitrarily detained. Isn't that what they did to Julian Assange? So being I don't think being arbitrarily detained, and that all started with the 2 Michaels, and now one Michael sued the other Michael because the one Michael was a spy and the other Michael was just a patsy. You know what I mean? So arbitrarily detained, violence against foreigners, it's if the shoe was on the other foot now, if you were in the United States and say you're a foreigner, say a Chinese national in the United States, what would be the chance if you were attacked that it would get national play? on the propaganda media channels out of the United States? Zero? Yes, exactly. How many Chinese people have been attacked, killed, shot, stabbed, molested, the whole 9 yards in the United States over, say, since COVID started? You know, just go back 4 or 5 years. I would imagine it would probably be in the tens of thousands. Does that get any play on American propaganda news channels? Absolutely not. Why not? Because it's not part of the American government agenda. It won't be. It's all about the money and the agenda. See, the American government has a policy that says that if you write stuff that's bad against China, then it shows China in a bad light, then they will pay you out of a yearly fund of $300 million. So these news outlets, they know where their money is. They know how to twist things so that they can get a little portion of that American taxpayer dollars from the coffers of the government, trying to make China look bad on the world stage. And this is just part and parcel of that. And we see it all of the time on the news. Anything that happens, anybody, even yours truly, when I say things that are good about China and bad about the United States, I get, well, not only me, but Lee Barrett and Daniel Dumbrell and Alex Absolute and Matt from Gweilo Nation and all, you know, our whole community of tubers here in mainland China get attacked by outlets like the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times because you got it. Then they get a little bit more of that $300 million from the government coffers, from the taxpayers' pockets. And that's what they're after. They don't give a rat's ass about some people, some teachers from Iowa getting stabbed. They don't care if a Japanese lady and her child got stabbed, or a Chinese lady got killed in one of these attacks. They don't care about that. What they care about is making China look bad on the world stage and getting some money in their pockets. When you see that the American mainstream media keeps pointing at China and saying propaganda, China's doing this and China's doing that, and then you see stuff like this on the news and it gets such wide play, you start to realize and you start to understand that there's an agenda there. There's a government agenda. The American government has always had it in. Doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. Did you see that debate between Trump and Biden? You see, but after the dust settles, they're just two wings of the same bird, especially when it comes to China, because they both have an anti-China policy. The Republicans, the Democrats, they look at China as a major competitor, somebody that they want to clip the wings of their economic growth. They look at them as an enemy. They try to start proxy wars. In the Philippines right now, you see that. Taiwan, you see that. You know, it doesn't matter what the policy of China is. The Americans will take the exact opposite, and that's because they can't compete with China, and so they try to find ways to make China look bad on the world stage, to make China look like it's not a safe country for foreigners, to make China seem like you could be arbitrarily detained, or, you know, bad things will happen to you if you come to mainland China. Well, man, I've been here for 21 years and I have yet to see any violent act. I've been here for 21 years and I'm still here, and I think it's a better place than where I came from because it doesn't have that on the ground political rhetoric like you see in the United States. So when you watch what goes on, take it into the back of your mind that it's a government agenda to make China look bad. It's not working. I don't think, well, you see how many countries want to join BRICS, and more and more countries are jumping on board. Why? Because they have more trust in China than they do in the United States. They want to be economically sound. They want to have a safe environment. They don't want to be part and parcel of a government that uses underhand tactics, bombs, and deceit to manipulate their allies around the world. You know, like the United States, what they'll bomb a natural gas line from Russia to Germany, and Germany says nothing. They say, you know, say in Ukraine, well, Putin went in there and he's created a war. He's created refugees. He's killed lots of people, but when you look back on what the United States did in Iraq and Afghanistan and well, lots of different countries around the world, see, they never take responsibility for what they do. They can only point fingers at other people, and I think that's what you're seeing right now. But they're picking such a minuscule thing. Being stabbed and a lady dying aren't really minuscule, but on an international level, it's not very. It's not a very big story. They just made it big because they have an agenda to make China look bad on the world stage. Anyway, that's another video from yours truly, Gweilo 60, on the streets of Nanning, China. I just thought I'd throw this at you because I saw how ludicrous it was. I saw how little the American government and their propaganda outlets are on this particular subject, and I thought, my God, how low can they go? Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Don't forget to resubscribe, and until next time, remember, peace out. Bye now.